pray for Mindanao. And of course, we have to put faith into action, meaning there's no help that is too small or too big. So kung ano man may tutulong natin, of course kami sa 12 ay nag-uusap-usap paano mag-work together, and then we're all calling people we know there, whether they're organizations like churches, schools, or yung mga individual leaders. And really, I'd like to focus on that the next few days and also give the national government, despite political differences or grave issues of graft and corruption, yung flood control scandal, I'll answer a few questions and say something about the state we're in. But I think we really need to focus on Mindanao. One more matter on that, I have a bill, diba? Have a bill na magkaroon ng emergency response department. Kasi kung makikita nyo, from the simple name, no, NDRRMC, bagong masabi, napakahaba eh. Diba? Sa US, it's simple 911, tapos i-connect ka na. And then kung makikita mo, although they're always doing a good job, it's all ad hoc, at saka yung iba-ibang ahensya, like say DSWD, they do a good job, but they have a full-time job sa mga indigents at saka marginalized society. And the other thing is, napakagaling na natin sa relief, no, as long as we have the access to the area, no. Pero mahina tayo sa rehabilitation. So ang nangyayari, as soon as, for example, napakalaking sunog dito sa Manila, but nangyari ito sa Mindanao, so attention natin sa Mindanao, which is right and good, but dapat may mag-take over ng grupo para yung rehabilitation dun sa mga nasunugan. So let's admit to ourselves that we will have, what's the right number, 12 to 15 storms a year. We have volcanoes that are active, then earthquakes or linugs are organic, if I can use that word, to our area in the world, no? So we really have to do better in not only the response and relief, but in the rehabilitation. I'd like to let you know where we are today. So all sides were saying na sana hindi maipit yung Senado. So early this morning or late last night, I sent a letter to our legitimate Secretary of the Senate. Legitimate because if you follow the rules, hindi siya pwedeng tanggalin kung walang 13 at hindi pwedeng palitan kung wala rin 13. So I'll make that clear, ha? Senate President Pro Tem, Senate President, Secretary of the Senate, Osaka, kailangan niyang 13 ang botong ilagay, 13 ang boto pag tinanggal. Hindi nila sinunod yan. So meaning, hindi legitimate si Attorney Bantug, no? So having said that, ayaw namin maipit yung mga empleyado. So I sent him a letter to talk with Attorney Bantug, and nag-offer kami kung gusto ni Senator Win, pareho na lang kami pipirma kahit walang designation. So I think the letter was delivered mga 8 a.m., a little bit past 8. Ang sagot nila nung 12 o'clock is that hindi na siya secretary at mag-turn over na lang. So I really want to avoid sa dami ng problema ng ating bansa that we have to write land bank, maipit yung sweldo ng mga empleyado and everything. And I'll never bend the law, nor will I bend the Constitution, but I will bend backward for our employees para hindi sila maipit sa gulo for as long as it doesn't bend the law. Diba? So kung internal rules or regulation that is not attached to law or it is not morally wrong, that's why I thought of my staff thought of the idea na pag pareho nakapirma, para eventually, pag nagkaroon ng decision, walang legal infirmity. And it will also prevent yung mag-filean yung dalawang kampo ng usurpation. Diba? Kasi of course, as far as I'm concerned, nag-usurp ng authority si Senator Win because he's not really the acting president, pababa. Pero maraming ang problema ang ating bansa, why don't we focus on that? So, apparently, because ayaw na pumayag, dalawa Senado natin ngayon. You have the Senate of the Philippines and you have the Senate of Malacanang. No? So, yung Senate of Malacanang had a hearing kanina, and you have two Blue Ribbons Committee. Yung isa ay Committee de Absuelto, na ang kanyang main work is paano i-absuelto yung mga high officials ng ating bansa, at yung isa naman na seeking the truth. So am I saying lahat ng sabihin ng 18 ex-Marines ay completely true? No. What I'm saying is nga, give them a chance. I heard they have other evidence, including videos. I heard that if they come out and there's full support na nararamdaman, may iba pa mga witnesses na may mga dokumento, may mga ebidensya na lalabas din. So as a nation, we have to decide whether the Senate will be under the thumb of Malacanang. And now that it is very clear to us that the biggest ever corruption scandal is the flood control scandal, if it's acceptable to us that we witnessed this morning, the biggest cover-up committee hearing of our generation. Diba? So, ganun lang kasimple yun. So, in the same manner na nag-propose kami na parehong pipirma, I have not talked to Senator Marcoleta, so hindi ko alam kung papayag siyang dalawa silang chairman or whatever, but we have to find a solution that yung mga witnesses ay makakapunta ng malaya na protektado ng batas at independent yung Senate. Having said that, mahaba panahon, as I said kanina, let's focus on Mindanao and on the relief and rehabilitation, especially kung may mga lives that are at stake now, because dun sa mga buildings, I don't think all of us fully know the extent. So far, nakikita lang natin yung mga videos. No? So hanggang dun lang muna, we will continue with our meetings. We will focus muna on Mindanao. I am not sure when the next hearing ng Blue Ribbon led by the subcommittee by Senator Marcoleta is. I'm expecting to know soon, but definitely knowing what's happening in Mindanao will have an impact on our decision kasi priority lang.
Okay, questions from Janice Cosio, Tajing Primary.
Sir,
Good afternoon po.
sir, yung comment nyo sa resign call sa inyo, and sabi po ng Malacanang kanina, open si BBM na magpatawag na special session ng Congress, lalo na po, nabanggit na rin yung nangyari sa Mindanao kanina, and paano po yung kung magkakaroon ng special
Unahin mo yung
Congress?
special session, okay?
Yes po.
So, I had two communications with them sa Malacanang. And both cases, sinabi nila sa akin, hindi pa handa yung mga bills na gusto nilang ipapasa para dun sa uplift. So, biglang nung nagpalit ang majority, biglang kailangan ng special session dahil may bills na. Actually, kung may official silang bills, dapat na i-file na yon para na-refer na sa committee, di ba? So, sabi nila, inaayos pa nila. But having said that, kung bigla nilang naayos from the time I had discussions with them, may LEDAC, pinospone nila the day before, tinawagan ako ng secretary na head, and then sabi niya, sir, pwede ba ituloy bukas? Sabi ko, kayo nag-postpone, ready ako. Tapos hindi rin naman nila tinuloy. Yung sinasabing magtrabaho tayo, nagtatrabaho kami, ready kami magtrabaho. Sila nag-walk out, kaya nagkaroon din kami ng parliamentary tool na ginamit. Sinasabi ni Senator Lacson paulit-ulit, and I feel bad for the generals, and I apologize in behalf of the full Senate, both the majority and minority. But nakita nyo naman, after nila kinunvene illegally ang session, ano bang ginawa nila? Nag-adjourn sila sinidi. Ang calendar natin pwede pa hanggang Friday. Hindi naman nila tinuloy yung session ng Thursday, Friday, sasabi nila mga gusto nilang ipasa. So ang problema natin sa kabila ay double standard. Iba ang sinasabi, iba ang ginagawa. So doon naman sa nananawagan na mag-resign, as I said, pag-usapan na lang natin a few days after yung focus tayo sa Mindanao, but especially yung mga former presidents, yung mga nagkampi-kampi na mga Marcos na rin, papasalamat ako sa inyo sa call nyo na mag-resign ako bilang Senate President kasi ibig sabihin, nire-recognize nyo pa rin ako as Senate President. Kasi kung hindi nyo na ako nire-recognize as Senate President, bakit nananawagan na mag-resign ako as Senate President? Di ba?
Sir, kung gamitin ng Malacanang itong nangyari sa Mindanao, para patawag ng special session.
Any special session that will redound to the good of the Filipino people is welcome. The special session is in the Constitution. Yung ginawa namin nung bago matapos